Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here with Liz Trotter. This is Smart Business Moves.
Hey, y'all. How you doing? All right. I'm still maneuvering between my massive big screens here, trying to figure out where I'm at, but I think I'm good.
It's a lot to handle, isn't it?
Okay, so Tom, these are 32-inch screens. And so when I swivel over to look at my other screen, it's very far away from you. They really are very large. Because remember, the problem was my husband did not want to give up his 32-inch screen. So if I was going to have two screens, that means I have to have two 32-inch screens.
Okay, well, that's pretty hefty. But you can think of how big a spreadsheet you could build. Actually,
I mean, really, in some ways, it's a huge hassle, but in other ways, it is delightful. I mean, I used to love having two screens. Loved it. I love being able to look at one screen and type on the other screen, not have to keep pulling it up, pulling it down, especially a lot of the stuff that we do, right? Having to move things from here to there. I really do love that. So there are some things that are like not awesome, but for the overall, I would say 98%. Yeah, loving it. I'm glad you forced me, Tom. You're so mean.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out.
Trying to bring me into like the 21st century or something, Tom? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. You get to a point and yeah, that must be Robin. Robin, is that you? Are you a Facebook user? Hey, Denise.
I
feel like I saw Denise said something today in one of the groups, and I don't remember what it was. Did you reach out to me today about something, Denise? Was I supposed to get back to you? I'm sorry if I was.
She hit me up today. She had a question about F11, and I answered it.
Okay, good. So maybe that was reaching out to me and I wasn't responsive. I'm glad you have Tom. Yay.
F11, we haven't talked about that a lot in the last couple of days. I mean, we've kind of put this whole series of discussions together because of F11.
Well, but Tom, we put it together for F11, but the deal is F11 is pretty much sold out. So I don't think we knew that it was going to happen so fast. I don't
know if we formally announced that it's sold out. I mean,
we have not.
We have it, but we've got no room for anybody else.
I actually have two people that reached out to me about it. So let's talk offline about what we're going to do about that. Because I have two more people that are like sad that they missed out. So don't worry about it. Forrest, I think more suggestive selling by Tom. I'll give you that, Robin. Yes, I think it was suggestive selling with a little bit of arm twisting. I got to give you, come on now, a little bit of arm twisting. Maybe it's because you weren't there when we got off the call and he gave me the Stewart gaze. All right, where to get sponge like the magic eraser? Two places, Christine. The two most popular places are Bold Clean Eraser and Criminy Crickets. The other one just Sponge Outlet. Those are the two places. If you go to the Arcsy site, you can get a discount, I think, on both of those, a discount code. So don't buy it without the code. How about another mansion? Oh, well, we can't. How are we going to split our
mansion? There's only one mansion. But
we can't. And if we had two, if we had two, Denise, what would we do? Tom at one mansion, me at the other? That's not good. Yeah, Bold Clean. I like Bold Clean. I actually got some really great magic erasers also, just FYI, on Amazon. They come in, they go out, they come in, they go out. They were really inexpensive, really high quality. Took about 12 weeks to get here, but they were good when they were there.
Were they shipped from China?
Yeah, they did come over from China. Yeah, you're welcome, Christine.
Well, Robin got an idea. Just stay at Tom's, right?
That's where I stay, Robin. Tom has a mother-in-law apartment. Well, in his case, it was his parents lived downstairs in the basement. Sounds really rude when I say it like that, right? Tom made his parents live in the basement when they got older.
Pretty nice digs.
Nice basement. A mother-in-law apartment. And so that's where I stay. Where can you find the blue pads? Which blue pads? Like the scrubby pads, or I'm not sure which ones you're talking about. For a sander or a polisher, help us out. What you're looking for. Tom, we have not talked about this, but I do get a fairly decent number of questions about sourcing products and different types of things to use on different surfaces that are more scientifically based or more professionally based versus people saying, hey, if you mix coffee grounds in with some, alcohol and then
bury it in your backyard for 2 weeks.
Right. We might want to consider doing that. Scrubby blues. We usually get those from it's the Home Depot site, Tom. What's it called again? Do you remember?
HD Supply.
HD Supply. And good price. They come really, really quickly and high quality. And I usually get the big sheets. We usually get the white versus the blue, but I'm sure the blue come in the sheets too. And you can cut them into quarters if you want, and they last forever. We use non-scratch pads that are white and get them from Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's good too. I try not to order from Amazon just because I don't want to kill all of the other businesses off. I don't want everybody to buy everything from Amazon. But
including cleaning services, because if they have their way, they're going to be the only maid service around too.
Yes, and they will be able to undercut us to a point where we can't afford to stay in business if we're not careful. So
I mean, that's still, they're still noodling around with that. They just have found it not to be as easy as they had thought.
Well, I think most of us recognize that the people portion of our business is definitely the hardest portion. The other pieces are a lot easier. I love the white ones too. They are less abrasive. They're the least abrasive. The white ones are, so they're safer on all the surfaces. Careful with your blue pads, Robin. They claim to be safe on all surfaces, but they absolutely will scratch some of your micro scratches, granted, but some of your softer stainlesses and some of your softer man-made marble. I saw some scratches with the blue and a couple other things. That's a great idea too, Tricia.
And if you want to know more about that, there's some things that you can do with the PHC program that really gives you a good background on proper cleaning agents and products and tools and surfaces and the whole chemistry thing. And it just, anything, non-prescriptive, but it's when you go through that program, you understand the why behind, all the stuff that you do just because your grandmother taught you and that's what everybody does. You understand why you do it and why it works and when not to do it. And this is a segue because Thursday, we don't have anything on our schedule, and we've gone through our 3 weeks of celebrating foundations.
I can't believe it's been 3 weeks already.
And we don't really have anything lined up for Thursday. We do. We just don't announce it. We're going to play Jeopardy on Thursday. It's going to PHC Jeopardy, official house cleaning Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And we're going to, probably use Ring Central Meeting. If you want to actually participate or be part of the audience and live and chat and interact, we'll have a Ring Central Meeting link that you can join and you can be part of the show, if you will. Or if you want to watch on Facebook the way that or YouTube the way that we're doing it here right now, you can do that too. But that's going to be Thursday. And The questions we're going to be answering or asking, I guess, so the answers that go with them are all going to be questions that could be answered through the material that you would get and learn by taking the PHC program.
So because it's Jeopardy, Tom, that does make it hard to say. Are we going to be answering questions that we're going to be asking them to provide?
we actually just had an internal discussion here a few minutes ago about that, and you might call an audible and actually ask questions and provide answers, because doing it the other way around, we might not get done in an hour. It's kind of
all right, that makes sense.
It's a journey. We're experimenting. This is cutting edge here.
Have we found anybody that wants to play yet?
We haven't asked anybody.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if you had asked anybody offline.
No.
Well, how about you guys? Anybody on this Facebook want to play Jeopardy with us on Thursday? Anybody feel like they watched the PHC program? They're like, yeah, I'm pretty well versed, or didn't check out the PHC program and feel like, yeah, I've pretty much been in this business for a long time. I think I could probably answer all those questions. Anybody who wants to play? It's going to be fun on Thursday. So especially if you have taken the PHC course, I think it'd be a really good refresher for you, and fun to boot. Are we going to have prize, Tom? Hey, I'll try to play. All right, Denise, player number one.
All right.
Player number one, Denise. I think we will have a prize too. So Denise, if you have an idea in mind, you're out Thursday. All right, we'll have to watch the replay, Robin, and see all the fun you're missing out on. Shannon, are you thinking, that sounds kind of fun? I took it, but may not remember. You want to check? You want to play and see what you remember? I bet what you're going to find is that you remember a lot more than you thought you did. So there is a way of learning that is called, what's it called? Interim. So where you put information in, take a break, and then revisit the information again at a different interim. And then that is a way of absorbing information to an even deeper degree. So you might find that playing the game helps you to remember even more stuff. All right, you want to try, Shannon? Try. If you have an idea of a good prize, Denise, something that you're like, ooh, I would love to win this, let me know. Hook me up. But I think we should have a prize, Tom. Yeah? What do you think?
What do you have in mind?
I hadn't really thought about it. I just came up with the idea that I think we should have a prize. All right, Shannon is player number 2. Contestant number 2. All right, Denise, you're playing against Shannon. If you all know each other, you know each other's strengths. Figure out how you're going to win. All right. What are you looking at, Tom?
I'm setting up a link.
Oh, he's setting it already. He's ready.
How do you spell Jeopardy?
Jeopardy.
I didn't trust myself.
You know what? As I get older, I don't trust myself with the spelling either.
I'm wondering if I can just do this.
I need support, people. Who's my backup? Smart. That's the way to play right there, right? Call phone a friend. What is that game where you get to do you get to 2 out of 3? All those, you get all the different choices. You need to call everybody. Trisha's on here. You need to call everybody from MMA, Denise, and have them join and be your backup for you. Join your team.
I'm going to post this link.
Whoa.
That's going to be where we're going to be. So if you want to be there, it says 5 o'clock. Show up about 10 minutes early. We'll hang out backstage. And if you want to play or be part of the audience, that's where you need to go. And if you just want to watch it where we are now, just show up where you normally show up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, cool.
One other piece of information, I'll have more details on Thursday because I don't want to give away all of the fun stuff now. But was talking to the folks at ArcSafe, and they're going to have a, how would Carrie Knight say it, irresistible offer?
Irresistible offer.
Irresistible offer related to PHC on Thursday.
Mhm.
So not only are you gonna learn more stuff about PHC and have fun playing Jeopardy, but if you haven't participated in it, if you haven't signed your cleaning professionals up for it, you might want to check out what we're going to be sharing Monday. And I'm going to warn you, it's April Fool's Day, but we're not joking about this. This is real, and it's going to be a big deal. Okay.
Yes, we're not going to be joking around about good stuff that we're giving away. That's not funny. My idea of good April Fool's jokes are jokes that when it's all over, everybody laughs. Good joke. But if some people are left laughing and some people are left crying, that's not my idea of a good joke. And it's also the reason why I do not do any April Fool's pranks with Mindy, because she hates April Fool's Day. How is that a thing, y'all? Who hates April Fool's Day? Like one time I do like the mellowest of tricks to her. One time I put cotton in all of her shoes. That's all. She's still talking about that 10 years later. Remember that year you put cotton in my shoes? Ugh. All right. You were supposed to laugh. I blew that.
It's kind of okay.
She don't like to joke around about that kind of stuff. Like, not funny. Yeah.
I can think of a lot worse things, but
I've done worse things too. I love to harass my children. They'll laugh eventually. That's my thought. You'll laugh eventually. You'll think it's funny. When you're a mom or a dad, you'll laugh hard. All righty. So you are going to be doing some stacking recurring revenue. Okay.
Yeah, we've touched upon this, in prior discussions, but I want to get beyond the mathematics of it. Oh,
Shannon can't play. Well, that was fast, Shannon. What happened? Why can't you play? Are you going somewhere?
On another game show or something? Wheel of Fortune? Uh-oh. Just lost Liz. Got a conflict.
I'm coming. What the heck? There we go.
Too many monitors to keep straight?
Trips. My cat.
Oh, yeah.
When she jumps on stuff. Gym time. Okay, got an appointment. Well, you got to decide sometimes. Exercise your mind, exercise your body. I totally understand. I got to respect when body wins out. That makes sense. Already signed up and forgot. Well, good thing you remembered before you missed your appointment. So good for you.
Okay, let's jump into this. Have we said everything we needed to say about F11?
Oh, I think so, Tom. Everybody on here has probably heard it all anyway. So
if you haven't signed up and you feel like you're missing something, I guess at the very least you can say that Liz and I are having discussions. We're trying to figure out some way to make sure that people don't miss something. I mean, there's only so many people we can accommodate right now in F11, but who knows? Maybe we can do some other things similar to that down the road, right?
Hit me up on Facebook if you're in that situation where you're like, oh, no, I missed out. Help me out.
The mansion's not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere, and we can. Who knows? Plus, we enjoy doing this silly stuff. There, can I say that? Can I admit that?
Yes, you can.
It's not part of my. It's not part of my persona. It's not part of my shtick, though. I have to act like that. It's a burden.
I like it when you act like the real Tom. Give people this new what?
Huh?
Tom said what? I like it.
Okay, we're going to talk about stacking revenue, and what does that mean? It means that if you're in the house cleaning business, hey Leslie, how are you?
Leslie.
Did Leslie catch it Thursday? PHC Jeopardy. You've taken PHC. You'd probably win the prize.
You just read my mind.
The prize. Win the prize.
Mm-hmm.
And
All
it's
right,
going to be an awesome prize.
I think she probably just got on here, so she might not know what we're talking about, Tom.
There's a link further up in the chat that we'll be sharing it, tomorrow. Maybe we post it on Facebook too. We could do that.
Yeah.
Or do we just want to limit it to our immediate family here?
No, I think we can post it on Facebook.
Okay. We're doing a Zoom call. We'll do it through Read Central Meeting, but you click on the link and we'll all be in little Brady Bunch boxes, and we're going to be playing. PhD Jeopardy, and we'll be answering questions that you could answer if you've successfully taken the PhD program and grasped the information shared there. And some of the questions you'll see maybe look familiar even. You just never know if you've taken the program, and it's going to be fun.
All right, and right now, Denise is our first contestant. If you want to play against Denise, Leslie, let us know.
Okay, so let's get into this. We want to talk about stacking recurring revenue, and if you're in the residential cleaning industry and the house cleaning business, I believe this is the easiest way to build a successful, profitable business. I know there's a lot of people out there whose primary means of revenue is coming in through one-time jobs, move-in, move-outs, and other, just types of people go to their website, book a single job online, and over half of the jobs they do are single cleans. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you can build a model where you're setting the expectation, if you're tracking the type of clients who want their home cleaned on a recurring basis, there's a lot of benefit to that. And one of them is just the financial. It's a pure economic thing of stacking revenue. An example I like to use is if you start off with an empty jar and say the first week in January, you take a $1 bill and you put in that jar. And then beginning of the second week of January, you put $2 bills in that jar. And the third week, you put $3 bills in that jar. Basically, you're adding one extra dollar bill every week. And think of each dollar bill that you're adding each week as one more weekly recurring client. So by the time you get to the end of week or the beginning of week 52, you're putting $52 in that jar. But if they're recurring customers, you're just adding one more each week. Are you getting some feedback, Liz?
I'm not getting anything.
Okay, I'm hearing a little bit, but if anybody else is having sound problems, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just keep going. So if I start off putting $1 in one week, $2 in the next, $3 in the next, that's analogous to adding one weekly recurring customer until you get to the week 52, and then you got $52. How much money is going to be in that jar at the end of the year? The last week you put in $52.
Yeah, people are getting feedback, Tom. Leslie is, and so is Robin.
Uh-oh.
You guys were on yesterday. Were you getting any feedback? Or is it just a today thing? And the reason I'm asking is because I moved around so much of my stuff. I've got speakers and a computer and a microphone. And so I want to know if it has anything to do with me.
I'm not sure.
Well, let me mute.
Okay, testing now. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this is, it's not there now. Can you guys hear it when I'm talking now? Testing, testing. Echo, echo. Okay, we're going to go ahead.
They're saying it's just you, so I will stay muted, Tom.
Okay. So you add one extra dollar in the jar till you get to week 52.
I heard a little bit of feedback.
My daughter
I heard a little bit there, Tom.
My daughter showed up last night and had 3 dogs with her. So I've got 4 dogs. And 4 dogs make a heck of a lot more noise than just 4 times 1 dog. Yep, that was Molly. And it was Ace, and it was Jax, and it was Yogi. My daughter's boyfriend is in the Air Force, and he has 2 dogs, Ace and Jack. Doesn't that sound like Air Force type dog names? And Yogi is her dog. And of course, Molly, who just turned 1 year old. There is $1,378 in that jar at the end of the year. So you wouldn't think just by adding $1 extra each week, it would add up to be that much. But the point is, pretend those dollars weren't dollars, pretend they were homes, and pretend each home represented, say, $100 in additional weekly revenue. What would that look like? Gain 1 customer a week, each pays an average $100 of cleaning. By the end of the year, you've got $5,200 of recurring revenue at the end of year 1. And if you just add 2 zeros on that number I gave you earlier, then that's $137,000, almost $138,000 in additional revenue you got just by adding 1 weekly job for 52 consecutive weeks.
All right, but to be clear, Tom, you're not just adding 1 job, are you? So
well, it's a net gain of 1 to be fair. So the more customers you have, the more customers you're going to lose, and you're going to lose some of them over that period of time. So you have to add enough to make up for the ones you're losing too. And the bigger you get, the harder it is to get these net gains, because you get so many customers that, people die, they move, it's whatnot. But we talked about that, I guess, back in January and February, right? That seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does. All right. So here are the 2 questions that I get all the time around this idea. The first one is, so on week 1, I have to bring in 1 customer, assuming I don't lose any customers. On week 2, do I have to now bring in 2 customers? So the 1 from last week plus 2 more. So for a total of 3? Right. No. So that's why people are like, but that's a lot. If I got to do 1 and then the next week I have to do 2 and the next week I have to do 3. No, y'all, it's 1, just 1.
That's what we mean by stacking. You get that 1 recurring customer, they are always there. And then you add another one on top of them, they're there. So it looks like that you're doing more and more. You are, but you're only adding 1 a week.
Yeah. So that's the first question that I get, because people are sure that I must be meaning that 1 and then the next week 2 and then the next week 3. No. 1 and then 1 again, which now you have 2 and then 1 again, assuming you don't lose any. All right. So that's the first thing that people always ask. And then the second thing that they always ask is, so what if I'm losing more than 1 a week? Then what do I have to do? And that answer is really easy too. Make up whatever you're losing and get 1, or stop losing. Just stop losing, lose less. So for those of you that went through the whole KPI workshop with us, you know how important it is to manage that number, right? Make sure that number is going up. That's a green number that we want to go up is our retention number, or make sure that we're not losing people, that if we're measuring how many we're losing, make sure that number is going down. So adding 52 new recurring customers in a year. Yes, but not in chunks. If you bring them on, like Tom is talking about, like 1 in the beginning and then another one and then another one and then another one, the reason why that's so impactful is you had that 1 that you brought on for the first week, you've gotten all their revenue for 52 weeks. And the one that you brought in the second week, you've gotten all their revenue for 51 weeks. So by the end of the year, you got 2 weeks for this one, 51 weeks for this one. That's how that stacking works. 53 weeks, 52 weeks. Did I go backwards? Yeah. Does that make sense, TJ? So it's not the same thing as just doing a big push to get clients like once a quarter. And bringing on like 8 people all on April 1st is not the same thing as bringing on one every week. Okay,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
If the demand is there, and if you've got a bunch of people that want to sign up at the beginning of the year or whenever they're there, you certainly want to be opportunistic and take advantage of that. So it's nothing.
Yeah.
If you can add a bunch of customers now or wait and add them, at the end of the year, you're going to make more money this year if you add them now. So, always. But, the model that we're talking about, and really just from a management standpoint, if you can get a cadence going, and because there's things that are happening here beyond just adding homes. I mean, you've got to have people on board, cleaning professionals on board to clean those homes. So there's a whole cadence of building your workforce. And just like the more customers you have, the more customers you have to lose. So you have to replace the losses and plus get one. Same thing on the employee side. Your cleaning professionals, the more cleaning professionals you have, the more cleaning professionals you have to lose. So, you got to pick your game up on both sides of the equation in order to continue to grow and scale this. And that's the whole thing behind making the green numbers go up and the red numbers go down. You'll get to the point where you'll flatline unless you constantly drive those numbers in the direction you want them to go.
Yeah. One thing that I really like about what Tom talks about with this idea of stacking them and just focusing on just getting one per week, that keeps a constant pressure on the idea that we need to be bringing in customers. Keeping that constant pressure and that constant, consistent focus means that it's not one of those things that gets dropped, where pretty soon you find yourself, everybody's now focused on the culture of the company. But we haven't had any sales in like a month and a half, right? Because that can happen. And that really can happen. So keeping that, we just need to get one a week, you guys, one net a week. That's why I love the point board, right? Point tracking, just keeping on it all the time. And like Tom said earlier, not that you don't take advantage of spring cleaning time and everybody's like, oh, my house is filthy. It's April. I need my house clean. Yes, good. And one more.
To be very clear, the answer is not, well, I've already added my weekly customer this week. So, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
So you got $5,200 a week in recurring revenue every week once you get to the end of year one. So even if you stopped at that point and flatlined, that's over $250,000 a year in revenue, which is not shabby.
Nice numbers.
So it kind of looks like this, if you want to graph it out. So all that's well and good, but how do we make that happen? How do we get recurring clients? You ever think about it? I told you the story, and you guys know this as well, that there's some customers that are not customers, some cleaning businesses that a large part of the work that they get is single jobs. And there's others that hardly do any single jobs. Is that just an accident? I don't know. Maybe it is, but it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be. It can be a strategic choice. And if you want to build a business that's primarily based, if not solely based on recurring revenue, you can do that. But there's a number of steps that you need to go through in order to make that happen. First is making the decision that's the kind of business model you want to build, and you want to send that message, like in all of your branding, or your advertising, your website, everything you're doing. You want to do it based on the presumption of this is the service that we provide, and this is what our typical client looks like. And you want to be talking about the recurring service and the benefits of recurring service, and just assume that, if anybody's looking to get their home cleaned, the only rational way to make it work, the only rational thing that somebody would be looking for would be high frequency recurring house cleaning service. From the selling standpoint, the phone rings, ring, ring. Hi, well, I'm interested in getting my home cleaned. It's like, well, let me explain, how the service works. And, our clients enjoy the benefit of higher frequency recurring house cleaning service. And you go into explaining all the reasons why. It's more economical, it saves you time, it creates a safer environment, it's convenient. Once you're on a schedule, you set it and you forget it. You never have to clean your home again. You never have to worry about that. Explain that, most of our clients enjoy the benefits of that. Make it sound like everybody else is doing it. You don't want that. What's wrong with you?
And for those of you that think that's awkward, I'm never going to say almost all of our clients enjoy high frequency recurring service. Don't say that. Most of our clients sign up for every 2-week service. Great. Same thing. The majority of our clients enjoy the benefits of biweekly cleaning. Great. That works too. Use your language from your company. But Tom's idea here is assume that when somebody's calling your house, they don't like to clean and they don't want to clean every single week. And they would love to have you do it. They would love, love, love it. And so how can you help them with that? Make that assumption right out of the gate. That's the point here, not the language. I know people get hung up on, I could never say that. That's, that feels awkward. Don't get hung up there.
It's a mental shift though, that, what service do you offer? What do you do? Well, we offer house cleaning services. No, you offer high frequency recurring house cleaning services, and say it however it feels most comfortable with you and your company and, your culture. But you want to be specific. It's like there's one thing that you guys are really looking to do. And if somebody wants a move out clean or if somebody wants a one-time clean, does that mean you don't do it? No, I mean, you can certainly do that, but that's not what you're leading with. That's not what you're promoting. It's almost, well, okay, well, if you want that, we'll do it. And hopefully you'll figure out that you really want your home cleaned every other week once we do that.
And I love that Tom says, hopefully you'll figure out that after we do that, you want your house cleaned every 2 weeks or whatever your thing is, but don't just help that long. If you're doing a one-time clean for somebody, make sure you leave the marketing materials for your basic service, which is your, whatever it is, every 2-week cleaning, your every week cleaning, whatever your service is. Help them along in that decision process. Show them the benefits. What did they get today that they could have every other week or whatever your thing is. Oh, Leslie, I don't know if you were on our call last week on, I think it was Wednesday, Tom. If you weren't on last Wednesday, go back to Facebook Live and check out that presentation. It might help you a little bit. That's what we talked about on Wednesday, is that how are you going to take more clients when can't hire anybody? So you might get a couple of ideas there. I'm muting again.
Okay. So it might be working better for us now.
All right. I'm talking. Does it sound better, Tom?
I think it's okay with you. It was when I was talking, we were getting feedback, but I don't hear it now.
Oh, okay, good.
Let's talk about Carrie Knight a little bit, because, Carrie has brought some innovative ideas to this whole discussion. I mean, she's aware of the economic value of building a business on recurring revenue. She has a whole consulting program that she offers, helping cleaning businesses figure out how to put together marketing plans and strategies. And a lot of it revolves around a concept of, I just drew a blank. I keep wanting to call it the deal. It's the irresistible offer. Irresistible offer. And the whole idea is that if you sign up for every other week service, we're going to do a long list of special things for you that you wouldn't be able to get any other way. And it's, we'll clean your oven, we'll clean out your refrigerator, we'll wash your windows, we'll do all kinds of stuff, like on the first time in clean, if you sign up for a recurring service. And I think there's some fine print that you need to have your home clean, I don't know, half a dozen times or so after that on that recurring schedule in order to enjoy that. And I say recurring schedule, she's talking about every other week or maybe every week. even getting your home clean, once every 4 weeks isn't enough, because the argument is you still have to clean your home if you're only getting your home cleaned every 4 weeks. But if you let clean your home every 2 weeks, you never have to clean your home again. And that's part of the pitch as well. It's
And
really
if you're finding yourself right now arguing this point, if you're like, yeah, but that won't work in my market. Yeah, but you don't understand the type of clients. Yeah, but my people are too cheap. Yeah, but. If you got a lot of yeah, buts going on in your head right now, we don't have time to address all of those. What I can say is reach out to Carrie Knight and sign up for her program. It is more than worth the money that you're going to spend on her program. She will help you get a mindset shift so that you can take advantage of what all the people that are currently doing it are finding out. It's like, wow, okay, now I see how it works. I know a lot of times people struggle with this idea of, I can't afford to be giving all this stuff away. My company is small. I can't afford to do all that stuff for free or for cheap, or people in my area will take advantage. If you have any of those things going on, and maybe they're legitimate, right? Get a hold of Carrie. I just wanted to point that out, Tom, because I know a lot of times it's like easy says, hard does, but she makes it easy to do.
Yeah. And as far as the affording part of it, we did the math earlier this year in terms of the lifetime value of a recurring client. And what the metrics are, what do you charge per job? What is the average number of cleanings per month? And what is your monthly attrition rate? And you can plug it into a formula real quick and figure out how many jobs you're going to do for a recurring client on average, and what the total revenue is going to be off of that. Then your loaded direct payroll to revenue number. You can figure out what your gross profit is going to be, and that gives you a pretty good idea what you can afford to do in order to get a recurring client that you wouldn't get otherwise. And for most of our businesses, you can afford to do a lot.
So, and I guess that is kind of the point, that if you find yourself not doing this for any reason, you just have an argument against it, highly, highly, highly encourage you to take the smart business move, contact Carrie and help yourself. You know how you always say, you always hear everyone say, I have to get out of my own way. I was the problem. All of those things. You don't have to do it on your own. Contact Carrie. She'll help you. I promise.
And another, I guess, a way to approach this whole idea of building, long-time recurring high-frequency service was introduced to us last week by Team Service. And she offers a VIP service, and she doesn't even tell the clients that she's offering it to them. She does, but it's kind of included in the price, and they don't even know it's an option not to have it. And that was Wednesday. Thursday.
Yeah.
Watch that.
We got it. Spelling. Her name is spelled wrong, Tom. So let's just change that so people can find her.
Oh, geez.
It's okay. Can you change it here?
Okay.
So if you want to change it, if you're looking for her on Facebook, it's Tina, and then her last name is Petty, P-E-T-T-I hyphen.
Give me a sec.
We're waiting. I'm waiting, Tom. All right, fine. And then hyphen service with an I, S-E-R-V-I-S. There we go. So you can find her that way.
I'm sorry, Tina.
I don't think she cares. I think she's of the mindset, Tom, that I don't care how you get a hold of me, just get a hold of me. Same as me. Call me what you want. Just call me. Yeah. All right. Go on with this idea, Tom. I love this idea. I just want to be able to contact her.
Yeah. And watch what we did last Thursday. I mean, can you give a thumbnail of the whole idea of the VIP service? It was,
I think so.
For a long time, and it was a new approach.
Yeah, it's brand new. I think I can give a quick thumbnail. I've had to explain it to a lot of people since then. So here it is in a nutshell. Come up with some other things that you can do that are above and beyond what you normally do. Create a list, a big list, however big of a list you can come up with, and set your basic service at a certain price in your mind, $150, and then add this number. She started with 20, she went up to 25, then up to 30. So I would start, our company is starting with $30. So normal price for biweekly service would be, for example, $150. The number that we say to the customer is $30 more, $180. And it sounds like this. After finding out what the customer is interested in, you know what, Mrs. Johnson, it sounds like you would be a really good candidate for our VIP service. For a home your size, our VIP service is $180. And you are going to love it because every single time we come out to your house, you get to choose one of the most important additional things that you'd like to have us do for free. So you get in that list of 15 things, and they get to pick which one of those they want to do each time. Now, of course, none of them is worth $30 or more than $30. They're all worth almost less. Every once in a while, there is something that might be more, but the overall arc of things is that they're not worth $30. So you have to watch the whole Facebook Live that we did to understand the subtleties and why it works in the nuance, but it works. How much did she raise her average ticket? Do you remember, Tom?
So $35. It was like $35 a ticket for the add-on.
Mm-hmm. And she raised her.
Yeah, she complains every time she raises it, and people keep taking it, and she says it didn't work, but they keep taking it.
I love it. It didn't work because too many people are taking it. She's smart that way, right? She knows that if everybody's taking it, it is priced too low. So she kept raising. She's raising it again right now. So there were a lot of subtleties to the program, but basically sell the VIP service first. And then if they're like, ooh, that's more than I was hoping to pay, you can always back down. But it's really hard to go up in price, as we all know. It's really hard to throw out a price and then tell people, well, and you could add this other thing on, but people don't like it when they feel like something's being taken away from them. So you throw out the 180, the VIP, and so you throw out the VIP pricing, and they say, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then it's a good question, Leslie. And then you tell them that they're going to get this free thing. If they say they don't like the pricing, you say, well, we don't have to give you the free stuff each time we come and clean, but I want the free stuff. It's really hard to give up the free stuff. So you add a half an hour for all VIPs. So you would decide how you want to do that. I would, right? At $35 an hour, adding on 30 minutes of time, it's plenty. It kind of depends on how you pay. Right?
And maybe they need it, maybe they don't, because some of the VIP things, if they wanted to pick one, I want you to make a bed for me, it's not going to take you a half hour.
Yeah. So, the list that she has was 15 things, I think, of the free things. And then she also, so I'm making this a little bit longer, she also added on some other things. You can either pick one of these things for free, which I told you about always, or if you'd rather, you could pick one of these other things for half price. Those things are high ticket things that normally might cost, like $100 or something. Right. And they can pay half price for that instead of picking the free thing. Yeah. And then don't forget the other piece, that they don't only have to pick one of these things. So they have 5 beds in their house. They're like, oh yeah, I'll take the free bed, but I'd like to have all 5 of my beds changed, and I'll take the free one and I'll pay for the other 4.
So what you really want to do is have an allowed time for the various activities, and the amount of time that you would allow would be how many of those additional activities are being performed on any given cleaning.
Yeah. And you're going to have to come up with an average for your company. What Tina did say, one of the things that she said that Tom pointed out was like, well, wouldn't everybody always just want to get the free refrigerator cleaning? Because it has such a higher value. She lists the value. Having a bed changed is a $5 value. And I can't remember all the, these are just not accurate numbers. They're just indicative of the idea. $5 for beds, or refrigerator cleaning for $50. And Tom's point was, well, wouldn't everybody put the refrigerator cleaning? She's like, no, you'd think so, right? But no, they don't need the refrigerator cleaned again. Now they want their beds done. Yeah. So you guys want to watch this. Definitely want to watch it and get all the details, but she does it for the week before.
Yeah, there's a form involved, and I think it's like a digital form. I don't know if it's Form Stack or what she's using.
Forms or something like that. But she sends for everybody next week. She sends out this week, and I believe she sends out on Thursday. For everybody that's being cleaned next week, they get a form out. They get it in this week, and she'll do it. She'll set them up for next week, whatever their freebie is. Also, I mean, Tom, we didn't even talk about this on the call, but didn't you love that she has them trained to open all their email? There's no way those people aren't opening their email because that's where the freebie is.
Yeah.
They're opening that. So if you have a message you want to get out to your clients, guess what? That's all set up for you too. Anything you want to say, they're ready. They're waiting for your email. So I love that piece too. So
people
many
great. People love free, even when it's
free. Free is really hard to pass up, even when you know that. I mean, anybody on this call not have Amazon Prime? Because free shipping, right?
You got through saying that even you try to keep it local. You can't help it.
You can't help it. I have free Amazon Prime and I try not to use it because I want to buy local. But I still pay that $7.99.
You don't have free Amazon Prime.
I do. Of course I do.
It's free.
It's free. I can't help it. And I don't even want to. I can't help it. It's like, so bad, Liz. Don't get it. Yeah, all right. One more year.
Think of scopes of work that you can offer clients that only work if they have recurring service. Rotational deep clean is an example where you can say that, every time we visit, we're going to deep clean a different room in your house, or, maybe a set of different rooms each visit, or have some type of arrangement where maybe we clean your home every week, but 1 week we clean the whole house and the other week just the downstairs. Things that make no sense or wouldn't work unless they had recurring service. That creates more of a incentive for people to sign up for recurring service. Have marketing systems that work all your possible prospects to get them to sign up for recurring service. So if you've got people who get their homes cleaned every 4 weeks, or some frequency even more spread out than that, have campaigns that are set up trying to encourage them to move up to at least every other week service. You have former clients or one-time jobs or quotes that didn't buy or leads that you never even quoted. All of those are different populations, and you should have campaigns focusing on all of them to get them to sign up for recurring service.
Me too. It's like embarrassing, right? It's my guilty pleasure, right? That gotta go gold. My Audible account, gold. Why do I have Audible? Why do I have a gold Audible account when I read 99% of all of my books for free on Libby? Yeah, I like being gold. I like those 2 free books that I get every month. It's like, oh, free.
And finally, you can build operational workflows and systems that cater to high frequency recurring clients.
Talk a little bit about this, Tom. So like reminders would only go out to higher frequency clients?
No, not necessarily always. That's the kind of thing that can make you sticky. Whereas if the other client and the other services don't offer that, or they don't do it as well as you do, that could be the thing that would take a recurring client and bring them to you as opposed to going somewhere else.
Yeah, that's good. That's a little bit like what we were talking about yesterday as well with Derek.
So you want to do it, and you want to do it better than everybody else.
Yeah.
You want to be able to document preferences and act upon them. What team or teams does a client like? Or do they have cleaners that they don't like, that they don't want back? Same for time preferences and exclusions. You want to know all of that. You want to do your scheduling in a way where you're meeting those expectations of clients. Those, again, are things that can build a long-term relationship, improve the lifetime value of a client.
And you all know that if you have a customer that says, I can't have anybody at my house between 11 and 1 because my kids nap, and you're still cleaning at 10:45, even though it's not 11 to 1, they're starting to get antsy. They want you out. How important these time preferences are. Those are, I mean, everybody knows about team preferences, obviously, too. But those time preferences can be, and people have a hard time complaining, saying that they're canceling your service because of time. It feels too insignificant for them to tell you about. We found this out when we did some blind testing on why clients left customers, not our own company, on other companies. And time is one of the things that was really bothersome for customers, but that they would not mention because they felt too picky. They felt, what's the word I want? They felt
petty.
Yeah, petty. Thank you, Tom. That's the word. They felt petty. And little things can really make a difference. So if you can find the things that you can do, that's one of the things I love about like Made Central or any good software program that helps you to do these things better every single time with consistency. They can really, really matter, make a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, Made Central does all of these things and does them well, but you'll help yourself. These things need to be done, whatever means you feel most comfortable doing.
Yeah. If you don't have them, yeah. If you don't have it in your program, then track it some other way. Track it however you can.
Quality surveys, regular quality surveys is another way of staying top of mind and making yourself more sticky, increasing the lifetime value of a client. If you've got a client portal, some type of login password type thing where clients can go in and see their schedule, make adjustments, modify their preferences, make it feel like it's more customizable, it's more of their service rather than just a service.
Are you finding that this is more necessary now, Tom? It seems like our customers are much more willing to go in and do it without talking to somebody, but also really more inclined to not want to have to call somebody.
Every day there's a stronger preference for being able to interact with a computer, being able to interact with your phone, really, as opposed to having to call somebody. And it can be perceived as a value add, as a benefit. And you can even make marketing campaigns to all those different buckets of prospects, from leads not quoted all the way up to people who left your service, say, hey, you haven't set up your client portal yet. You might want to do that, and give them all the reasons why. And it's not even telling them to sign up for service, but you're getting them back into your ecosystem. And people will sign up for, hey, it's not even costing me anything. What the heck? It's one step closer to that gold membership, right?
Yeah, I love that. All right, so Tom, I know we have more stuff, obviously, in this presentation, but we'll have to keep that for foundations because we are top of the hour, Tom.
We are, and we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about quality. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So Tom may not be here at the beginning. He might be. He's got other stuff going on, but we are for sure going to be talking about maintaining quality so that you don't have those highs and lows, and how to regulate that just a little bit better, even when you have high growth periods or when you have high turnover, like all the different things that are happening, how to manage quality more consistently.
So we will see you here tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.